Last night, in the 99th minute +6, Kylian Mbappé ran onto a loose ball outside the penalty area and hit it clean. The ball flew into the net. France 3, Senegal 1. But that goal was not just a goal. That was the moment Kylian Mbappé became France's all-time leading scorer ever in the history of French football. 58 goals. One man, and he did it on the biggest stage in the world. Before last night, the record belonged to Olivier Giroud. 57 goals. Built over 15 years of hard work, late substitutions, thankless hold-up play, and sheer determination. Giroud was never the flashiest player, but he was reliable, he was clinical, and for years, people doubted Mbappé would ever catch him. Because Mbappé was fast, yes. Mbappé was brilliant, yes. But Giroud had a head start, and then last night happened. Mbappé did not just break the record, he broke it with a brace. 2 goals, 1 match, opening game of the World Cup. That is not normal. That is something else entirely. France versus Senegal. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey, June 16, 2026. 66th minute. France needed a goal. The game was tight. Mbappé found space on the left side and finished. Clinical, composed, no drama. That goal tied him with Giroud at 57. The stadium knew it. The commentators knew it. Mbappé knew it. But he did not celebrate like a man chasing a record. He celebrated like a man who expected to score. That is what separates him. 90 minutes +6. The game is already won. France lead 2-1. Barcola scored in the 82nd to put France ahead. But Mbappé is not done. A loose ball falls to him outside the box. Long range. Difficult angle. Most players play it safe. Mbappé hits it. Top corner. Goalkeeper no chance. 3-1. Record broken. 58 goals. And here is the thing that makes this even more remarkable. That was not a tap-in. That was not a penalty. That was a long-range strike in the 96th minute of a World Cup group game. He did not need that goal. France already won, but Mbappé scored it anyway. That is the mindset of a GOAT. 58 international goals. Let that sit. To understand how big that is, here is the context. Thierry Henry, arguably France's greatest ever player, scored 51 goals for France. Mbappé has passed him, comfortably. Michel Platini, the man who dominated European football in the 1980s, scored 41 goals. Mbappé passed him years ago. Zinedine Zidane, arguably the most talented Frenchman to ever play the game, scored 31 international goals in his entire career. Mbappé has nearly double that, and he is still only 27 years old. But the record that should genuinely worry the football world is the World Cup record. Miroslav Klose scored 16 World Cup goals across 4 tournaments. That is the all-time record. Nobody has come close in years. After last night, Mbappé is now at 14 World Cup goals, 2 goals behind the greatest World Cup scorer in history, with the entire 2026 tournament still ahead of him. If France go deep in this tournament, Klose's record is in genuine danger. Here is what most people missed last night. Mbappé did not just break Giroud's record, he also overtook just Fontaine's record to become France's all-time leading scorer at World Cup specifically. Just Fontaine scored 13 goals at the 1958 World Cup alone, in a single tournament, a record that stood for nearly 70 years. Mbappé has now passed him across multiple tournaments, 2 all-time French records, broken in the same match, on the same night, and nobody is talking about the second one. So is Mbappé France's GOAT? The numbers say yes, but football is never just about numbers. Zidane won the World Cup. He won 2 Ballon d'Ors. He scored that volley in the Champions League final. He had moments that Mbappé has not matched yet. Platini dominated European football at a time when France had nothing. He built the culture that Mbappé now benefits from. Henry was the complete forward. Goals, assists, dribbles, work rate, the full package. But here is the honest answer. If Mbappé wins the World Cup in 2026, the conversation is over. No debate, no argument. Mbappé is the greatest French footballer who ever lived. He already has the goals record. He already has the World Cup goals record. He plays for the most dominant club in the world, and he is in the form of his life. The only thing left is the trophy. And France, 3-1 Senegal, suggests this team is ready. Mbappé needs 2 goals to break Klose's all-time World Cup record. Do you think he gets there before the final? Drop your prediction in the comments. And if you want to follow every record, every moment, every storyline from the 2026 World Cup, subscribe now. We cover what the big channels miss. See you in the next one.